Hi guys, it's Saturday. Welcome back to the Den. So this week on the Den, we're doing our LGBTQIA2++ week. So this week's topic is actually inspired by a conversation I recently had with my brother, and that is acceptance versus tolerance. So basically, my brother was telling me about somebody that he knows that identifies as LGBT, and he was working with this person. Apparently, this person is a bit of an asshole. Just throwing it out there. So essentially what happened was they were just having a conversation, him and a fellow coworker, and he made a point to say that he thought this person was a bit of an asshole. And the reaction was, "Oh my god, you know so-and-so's gay, you can't say that to them." And I guess it kind of flabbergasted my brother a little bit, because it's like, it doesn't matter whether he's gay, straight, bi, trans, cis, it doesn't really matter. An asshole is an asshole. And that kind of inspired his thought process. So wait a minute, are you approaching this as tolerance or as acceptance? Because we've grown up around it our entire life. It's been in our family, like our grandmother, our aunts. So we were raised to be not just respectful, but accepting of people who are different from us and who don't identify the same way that we do. So you can be gay and still be an asshole, and that has nothing to do with the fact that you're gay. So it kind of, I guess, blew his mind a little bit that somebody was getting so uptight about it, and it made him realize, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like accepting, because if you really accepted the person wholeheartedly, then the fact that they were gay wouldn't have come up in the subject whatsoever when you were telling somebody that you think that person was an asshole. So basically, the way my brother resolved the issue is said, hey, look, I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi, whatever. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I'm allowed to say it. My brother's gay. He's not an asshole. It has nothing to do with the fact. So with this whole conversation that we had, I basically kind of realized that there are places out there that people will claim to be accepting of you when really they're being tolerant. And it's more in the subtle things that they say and do and the way that they act that you can kind of pick it up. Now, he did point out that there are some incredible accepting groups out there that people really don't care. He's a huge fan of Twitch streaming, so he likes to watch Hearthstone and games like that on Twitch. And there's one that is not, as far as I know, officially out as an LGBT Twitch streamer, but everybody knows he is, and nobody really cares that he is. And to me, that is amazing. That's what we should be seeing more of, that accepting nature of people, and not just tolerating the fact that he's gay and you're okay to be gay, just don't talk about it. Like, it's absurd. I think people definitely need to reevaluate the way that they approach things and realize that a lot of people claim to be accepting of things, and they're really not. They're just tolerating it, and they still don't see the issue. So I kind of feel like tolerance and acceptance is something that we need to bring out more in the open, because there's a lot of confusion with that. And I understand that there's people that get concerned that they may come across prejudice or racist or homophobic, but really, when you're accepting of somebody that's not like yourself, that thought process shouldn't come across your mind whatsoever. Now, with this subject, I actually have a bit of a call out and a request. So I've done a few videos on Two-Spirited and what it's like to be Two-Spirited. Now, with this, I actually need a little bit of help. There's a fantastic fan. I apologize. I don't have your name in front of me right now, so I can't remember specifically what your YouTube handle is. But you have constantly commented on some of my videos and some of my posts with some tremendous information on Two-Spirit and Aboriginals. So I'm actually calling out to you specifically, or anybody else who knows anything in regards to Two-Spirit community. I had a conversation with my father recently, who works for the Nautek Healing Lodge. It's a Haudenosaunee or Iroquois health center for families, mental health, just all sorts of different things. It's an amazing thing, the Nautek Healing Lodge. I'll put the link down below so you guys can check it out. One of the issues that he had brought to light was, when it comes to two spirits, there's a lot of gray area, and I don't really know the best way to offer advice in this situation. So essentially what's going on is we have two spirit members of our community, and they want to participate in certain events. Now, as far as I know, we two spirits have always had our own traditions. We've always had our own ceremonies, our own dances. So with a lot of our culture being lost, unfortunately, the two-spirit traditions were a huge thing that just we completely lost. We have no real viable information. I mean, there's little bits, but it's not common enough knowledge in amongst the community for members of healing centers and things like that to properly identify and deal with certain situations. So, for example, there are members of the two-spirit community that want to participate and want to be involved in certain traditions, and by all rights they should be. Some of them are trans. They were born male, now identify as female, or vice versa, and they want to be able to participate in the male tradition dances. But there are some leaders who are kind of apprehensive because traditionally two spirits we had our own ceremonies. So do you allow somebody who's now trans to participate in the male events, and conversely, do you allow somebody who was a male, now female, to participate in the female-only events? How would that work? I'm kind of at a loss for how this should be approached, because obviously by not accepting each other, it's putting a block in our community. So I'm looking for advice, something that's tangible that I can bring to them, that I can help them understand the best way to approach certain things. So I'm currently gathering up some information, some resources, and things that I myself have discovered, but I'm sure there are other Aboriginal communities that have dealt with this situation and might have a better understanding or some advice on what would be the best way to deal with this. So any help you could offer would be greatly appreciated. Leave your comments down below. If you want, you can get in touch with me personally. My link for my Facebook, Instagram, all of that is in the description below, so feel free to get a hold of me at any time. I would love to start a conversation about this. Well, that's it for this week, guys. So I would really appreciate any sort of input that anybody has on that subject, or if there's anybody who wants to start an open dialogue about acceptance versus tolerance. Well, thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Take care.